Welcome to tutorial video 3 for A Letter to My Valentine. And in this video I'm going to talk about the behavior of the NPCs, because for both players this is very important to know how the NPCs behave. For the stalker it's very important because he has to blend in and try to mimic the behavior, and for the woman it's important to know the moves because she has to try to spot the if the stalker makes any mistakes and doesn't behave like the NPCs would. So for the first one is the first mistake new players run into is the walking. As you can see here, this guy, the NPCs are walking pretty much in a straight line to wherever they want to go, except if there's an obstacle in the way. But if there's no obstacle, they can pretty much walk in a straight line. And you can mimic that by just clicking once. If you hold the mouse button and walk in snake lines like this is a very strong tell that you are the stalker. So I would advise that you just click once to wherever you want to go and walk like this. So when you arrive at wherever you went, then sometimes the NPCs turn immediately when they arrive. So it looks like this: they arrive and then they turn in a random direction. So you can do this as well, like he did. Walk and then turn with the right mouse button. And then they wait for a second or two before they go on moving. So if you're around the victim, then you have to try to adhere to this little very much. If the victim is off the screen, you can move around and get to your goal as fast as you can. Okay, so for the actions, they're a little bit tricky as well. So the sitting action, well, there's not much strategy to it because it happens all the same way. So sometimes they pull up they sit down. Well, you have to. There's one gotcha here. You have to try to sit down very straight. You can sit down like this, so you're a little bit off and don't sit very straight. But the NPCs won't do that. They always sit perfectly at the 90-degree angles. So this is an advanced move already. So you sit down, and you wait a little bit. Then you can pull up your newspaper. Well, okay, so if another NPC walks by, he will push you. Well, it's a prototype. What are you going to do? Let me move here so that won't happen as much. So you sit down, try to align it perfectly, wait a little bit, you can pull out your newspaper, make photos like this, and put down newspaper just like the guy next to me, and then go up and go about your way. For the second action, the camera, it is very important that you notice that the NPCs only do this around the statue right here. So if you pull out the camera in the shop, that is a very strong tell that you are the stalker. So you, the NPCs walk up to the statue and they turn towards us perfectly, so like this guy up here. So click on the ground of the statue with your right mouse button to turn towards it. Then you can pick up your camera, and if the woman walks by when you're in that pose, you can take a very good photo like this. And the third action is pulling out your newspaper. You can do this wherever. So the NPCs do this outside, they do this inside, that doesn't matter. So you put out, you stand anywhere, get out your newspaper, wait a little bit. If you make a photo, fine. If not, just press 3 again and then you put it down. It's the same thing for tying the shoes. You can do this anywhere, and the NPCs will do this anywhere as well, so you won't be, it won't be obvious. And for the cell phone, you can move around with this as well. The NPCs will move, and just like before, so they move in straight lines. They wait a little bit with the cell phone. So look at this guy here. We can follow him, and he moves to his let me through. So he moves to his destination, waits a little bit, moves again, and then whenever and then he put down the cell phone again. So they never put down the cell phone while they're moving. So this is a small gotcha you have to watch out for. They always, when they're waiting somewhere, put down the cell phone and go about your day. Okay, for the last action, this can only be done in the shop section up here, and this is basically the same like the sitting. You have to try to align perfectly to the stand in the 90-degree angle, and then you can put up the towels like this and make your photos. So these are the signs that tells you have to try to learn in this game. So you can spot them when you're the woman, or you can try to mimic them as closely as possible when you're the guy.